There we are, freshly back again for the finals of the LoL battle. Nero, how are you doing? What are you thinking?
It's tough to actually say it outright, but I have my fears that the previous match might have been so extremely exciting, even though it was pretty short, because I think it ended at around like 25, 26 minutes into the game. So yeah, the base races and stuff made it look like it was extremely advanced, but it was not a 15 minutes match by far. It was a quite quick one. But overall, it was evened out because of the outcome. But right here in Horizon Reapers against GameplayDNA, I have that feeling that it might very much be what it exactly was in the winners matchup. The Horizon Reapers would just run over GameplayDNA and they're just going to grab the prize money and be like, see ya.
Yeah, that might happen, but as we mentioned, the surprise might be coming in from GameplayDNA. Maybe they just found their rhythm now and get it going. We will only know once we see it. I know that the bans are already on the way. So it's gonna take a couple of seconds until we get it into our graphics, and then we can show you what the teams have picked and banned so far.
Yeah, so no names in their first matchup. They struggled a little bit with GameplayDNA, but they got into their zone in a match against Wonderstag. Then Wonderstag had a very even game against Horizon Reapers until some point when Horizon just took it over and won it. But then Horizon crushed GameplayDNA, no names crushed Wonderstag, and now that just makes me think. What is the true Horizon Reapers level? Are they really supposed to be crushing a team like GameplayDNA? Was that match against Wonderstag just not being warmed up or prepared or caring about the match at all, or what the hell was that? Since Wonderstag got eliminated so quickly, I would have expected Wonderstag to do so much better into the tournament, or Horizon Reapers to do so much worse if they are really at Wonderstag's level. It's just a little bit of a mystery to me, but yeah, I just guess that that Horizon Reapers, after all, maybe weren't taking the first match so seriously, and that's why it looked like that way.
Yeah, don't forget, there's always some fluctuation in the matches. So Horizon Reapers, they have been crushing GameplayDNA pretty clearly, but if they don't get off to such a nice start or something else just goes wrong, it might even be not taking a blue buff at minute. At the exact minute there, taking it at another minute. That might even be enough to change the whole outcome of a game. Hashtag butterfly effect, you can never know. So we will see what's about to come. Horizon Reapers versus GameplayDNA. The first ban that's coming in is a Fiora ban by the Reapers.
Yeah, well, we'll see, because probably, or I don't know, GameplayDNA, do you ban the Yasuo again? I'm not a fan of that ban, because to me it feels like a wasted ban completely. I know that you might not like playing against Yasuo, but basically...
But I think we pointed it out, the Yasuo ban was a target to Team No Names. I think it really was a target, because their mid laner used to play Challenger Series. And that's why maybe people had some more information about him and decided to ban the Yasuo just to target him. That's what I was reading out of the chat and mixing the things together and just putting the puzzle together. So I don't expect GameplayDNA to go, or anybody here to go for the Yasuo ban, because as you already mentioned, the Yasuo ban is some kind of a wasted ban. So GameplayDNA going for a Kled and a Jax ban. They are targeting the top lane, as I've suggested. So if you're going to ban Kled and Jax, are you going to take out the Jace as well? I don't think so. I think you stick with that. Kled and Jax, that's nice. Nice target on the top lane. Then take a LeBlanc out. We have seen Horizon Reapers taking out that Zac.
Okay, yeah, just took a look at his statistics and stuff, but... Sure, it seems like Yasuo is his main, but it doesn't seem like he's got an outstanding win ratio. In fact, over the last couple of weeks, he's had a 0.5, he had twice as many losses as wins with Yasuo. So Really,
Oh
just
wow.
he doesn't fit at this moment. Even in the solo queue, even in the professional gaming or slash team play, I just still don't think that it would be a viable pick. But even if, it should be quite very much possible to shut him down. So to me, it really seems like a wasted ban. But well, nevertheless, let's just continue with these picks and bans since we already
Yeah,
don't see that Yasuo ban.
GameplayDNA going for a very smart pick here, picking Thresh, picking Jace. They can play them themselves, and they're also hurting the Horizon Reapers here with these picks. So Jace, something that probably a Horizon Reapers top laner wanted to have, but going for Gnar, which is also a strong top laner, and also taking out the Thresh. We have seen some absolutely crazy hooks out of the Reapers, so just getting that out of the way, going for the Thresh Lucian combination. Looking solid right here for GameplayDNA, and I'm just wondering what the next bans are going to be.
Yeah, definitely good to see the Caitlyn once again on them. And Braum, also, I don't think it's going to be such a bad champion for him. Overall, we've seen a little bit of Braum today, and I feel like he's been quite good, or even more than good, actually. The mindset behind these Broms was really nice. I really liked it.
Nero, I got an important question. So Caitlyn and Lucian are already picked. Why would you still go for an Ashe ban?
There's a little bit of a possibility for the Lucian to go to the middle lane, but not really sure about what Horizon Reapers had in mind right there, because I don't think that it's
Okay, why do you go for an Ashe and a Varus ban?
Let's see. If GameplayDNA really wants to pick an AD carry right now, I'm going to be surprised, especially with the amounts of Lucian in the bottom lane that we've seen today, and with the success that it's got, because it's never gotten shut down completely. And actually, in fact, it was Lucian who was winning the lane, so I see no point in taking him to that middle lane instead of the bottom.
I'm really wondering what these two bans were all about. But maybe the Horizon Reapers are feeling confident enough to just ban something crazy away, because they feel like every normal game is a game that they can win.
Yeah, it might be that they're just strolling around a little bit. I just talked about how a little bit about waste that Yasuo ban might have been. And yeah, it's just Orianna picked for the middle lane. I don't think there was any need to pick another AD carry for GameplayDNA, because I don't think that you can get so much better than Lucian. Right there.
Yeah, exactly. But now we got some nice compositions for both teams. We have the battle between Orianna and Syndra in the mid lane. Gnar and Jace will battle it out on the top lane. Lee Sin versus Elise in the jungle. I'd give the slight advantage here to the Lee Sin, as you're just so mobile in the early game. You can get your team going. Thresh Lucian going up against Braum Caitlyn, that's also evened out. So both compositions are pretty solid to me and don't strike me as any kind of fancy at all. But I like them both. Pretty even, so it's gonna come down to the skill of these players.
Marine in the top lane on that Gnar. I think this could be a very, very good pick potentially, but also my question is, do GameplayDNA also know how to figure it out in the middle lane against the Syndra? Because they went for a Cassiopeia ban, for a Vladimir ban, while you could already see that Vladimir is quite manageable in the match where Wonderstag picked it. And against the Syndra, I don't think anybody's found an answer for today yet.
Yeah, exactly. So there we are, the final game of today, the final game of the LoL Battles number 1. It is gonna be GameplayDNA from Lithuania going up against the Horizon Reapers from Hungary. And finally we see some early game aggression
30 seconds until minions spawn.
as Team Horizon Reapers, they're all together on their way through the jungles. On the other side we have Thresh, Nofer and Domus setting up a little trap here for Handsome Benji, and they might be able to get it. And there we go. That's gonna be the first blood. But just setting up such a simple trap in the opponent's jungle. And that kill, unfortunately the kill goes to the support here. Not exactly what you wanted to see, but at least it's a kill, so you're not gonna complain. Domus versus Skinzor. Starting the poking. And let's see how much of an asset this first blood will be to Pulses. Pulses, don't forget, he absolutely disappointed us on the Zyra. He was hooked out all the time and now is going for the hooks himself. Lofer taking a lot of damage here already by Joe. And Divider, he had a godlike game in the last game. How is he gonna perform this game? I'm very curious to see. We're just a minute away from the first ganks probably coming in by that Lee Sin. Just such a strong early ganker. Handsome Benji on the other side. He's been really impressive today. He is the best jungler that I've seen today. How much can he do with the Elise? That's the big question here. So we see the first engage on the bot lane, the stun on Lucian, a nice hook coming down, but Nofer actually in a lot of trouble here. Divider coming in to help it all out. And just like that, Divider secures himself a kill. Nofer coming back. And what a great lead for GameplayDNA. 3 kills for them already. They had the nice first blood. Then Divider decided to come in, secure himself and his AD carry a nice kill. So already 4 minutes into the game. About 1,500 gold difference between the two teams, and that's not what we expected. Again, another surprise in this tournament. But can GameplayDNA pull it through until the end? Now Pulses coming and missing the hook. What a nice flash here by Skinzor. Well done. And Pulses, really, the hooks, he's not too lucky with them today. First getting all the hooks into his face and now, yeah, missing the hook. But let's see how it all pans out for him in the later stages of the game. Divider really turning on the heat. Just as I said that I liked Handsome Benji the most as the jungler, Divider proves me wrong and shows a godlike performance. Marine on the Maganar, just waiting it out. Doesn't even want to engage Jace here. He could have done some poking, I feel like. Jace, it's just 2 creeps ahead. So, don't really know why Nar was playing it so passively, but maybe he waited for the gank by Divider, who might get into some trouble. No, actually, I'm sorry, I mixed it up there. Waiting for the gank by Handsome Benji, that's what I wanted to say. So, Q-Glue now being hit by a hook, but Rom, as always, too tanky to take it out immediately. Nofer and Pulses retreating a little bit into the safety of the turret. And the game has been paused. So there might be some more difficulties maybe with GameplayDNA. So it's the jungling lag again, so Divider playing with problems. Trying to find his way back into the game. So let's quickly analyze what happened so far. So we have a gold lead of 1,400 gold for GameplayDNA. 4 creeps on the top lane, that doesn't matter. 4 creeps in the jungle also doesn't really matter. 7 creeps in the mid lane, that's a little bit more significant. And on the bot lane, it's Team Horizon Reapers who are leading by 6. So overall, still a very even game. No turrets have fallen so far. 3 kills in favor of GameplayDNA, 6 minutes into the game. Also, let's take a look at the flashes are still up, except for Skinzor. Skinzor used his flash to escape the hook. And also in the minimap, can we see a battle coming up? No, it's just a regular clashing and farming in the jungle. So the team's looking solid. Not too much going on here in the early stages. But I really loved the trap that was set up here by GameplayDNA. It was very, very cheap. First of all, I thought that Team Horizon Reapers that they were going for the invade, but they retreated into their own jungle and they were caught off guard in there, so great counterplay here by GameplayDNA. And that's exactly, I was talking about the butterfly effect, that was not really meant seriously, but with a good start, GameplayDNA can definitely be difficult to handle here. And there we go. The game just restarted. So I hope that everything is fixed for Divider, but Divider has left the game, so we go into another pause. Just quickly. Yeah. If you're organizing tournaments, there's always the difficulty. If you're doing it all right, you still have the problem that the people you're working with, or the people that you invite to your tournaments or that play your tournaments, they still have to possess stable internet. Also have to be nice guys, have to act accurately, and all the stuff like that. So you're dependent on so many things. And sometimes things go wrong, as in this, but the game has unpaused. And we continue, but... yeah, there we go. So, the game is starting again. Skinzor and Handsome Banji here going for Domus. I'm really curious to see how Pulsus is gonna play this out. If he's gonna hit some great hooks in order to compensate for all the hooks that he received in the game before. But Domus now is gonna be in big danger. Divider's there to help him out, but the shield will not be enough to save him. And he set his focus on Benji, and I don't know if that was right. Divider's still living, getting a kill, getting the killing spree done. But he might have set the focus onto Skinzor, killed Skinzor first, and then jumped onto Benji. If he had done it like that, he might have been able to secure a double kill even. But it's fine like that. Both teams exchanging a kill to each side. Dome is now returning to his mid lane. Didn't miss a lot of creeps, as Syndra had to return to the base as well. Pulses now with a nice lantern in the bush. And whoa, how could he miss that hook? How could you miss that hook? Or did you expect him to move there? But I feel like Pulses should have hit that hook here. Did you expect him to really get out of the and take the escape route like this? I don't think so. I don't think that you'd expect Joe to ever walk into this direction again. So definitely it had to be a missed hook. Oh, a nice stun here by Skinthor. Expecting Pulses to be on the back foot of Divider. Marine still not trying to poke Banderas, I say, to show Macalone down, but then immediately he goes for the wall push. Q-Groove and Joe are back. And Jofer all alone, Thresh is still on the way. Was returning to the base, and Nofer has to play it a little bit more cautious here. 1v2 situations not favorable, as you might imagine. And Pulse is now going for the flash! And that was a great engage, doing a good job, and this has to end in a double kill. And they want to grant it to their AD carry, which is Nofer. And just like that, very nicely done here by Pulses. I've criticized him a lot. But in the right moment, he shows up, and it might even be enough with that lead that they already have. That might even be enough to clear it all out. And the teleport coming in, but there's too much damage coming in, and Marine also dying. So a wasted teleport, a turret falling down, another kill in favor of GameplayDNA. They lead by 4.5k gold now. Have a turret. Have it all going, and the dragon is up. Yeah, Nofer, Divider, Pulses. Just hanging out. Killing the dragon. Maybe ordering a Coke and a burger. And then going for probably another kill, because Joe is really low. But it's Q-Glove to fall first. Show Macalone also joining the party on the bot lane. He heard something about a barbecue happening there. And Domus with skins are battling it out in the mid lane. Domus might be able to grab the kill here, but then handsome Benji coming in to make something happen for Team Horizon Reapers here. Handsome Benji now on the engage, but turning back to the mid lane. Pulses and Nofer now on the top lane. Probably the party is going to continue on there. 2-0-5 on both of them. On Thresh, on Lucian, and a 3-0-4 Lee Sin. The only one that's not really going here is Orianna, but that might change in just a little bit. Also in terms of farms, well, in terms of farms it looks still pretty even. Jace is striving ahead a little bit here. Naru is still on the top lane. Gets the help of Q-Glove now. And Handsome Benji has to join in on the fight in order to save this outer turret. And another pause coming in.
A summoner has disconnected.
This time it's DJ Nofer leaving the game. Oh, with such a bad connection, always experiencing these lags and having a thunderstorm above your head, GameplayDNA are really putting on a show here. So let's use the time of the pause. I really like to do it. Just analyze everything that you see. So in terms of kills, it's 2-8 in favor of GameplayDNA. We have a lead of approximately 4k in terms of gold. Also a turret in favor for GameplayDNA. As I pointed out, the farm is pretty even. Jace is about 15 ahead. Also Oriana in the mid lane leading by 10. The two AD carries are exactly the same right now. And in terms of summoner spells, Joe, Skinzer and Benji all don't have the flashes. Whereas all flashes are available for GameplayDNA. So there might be another engage coming up in about the next 1 or 2 minutes. It would be a good timing in terms of summoner spells. You could definitely go for something like a flash engage. But GameplayDNA are playing it very, very good until this point. Yeah, we're gonna show a little replay while we are in the pause. Let's quickly check it out. Huh, a replay of the pause. You didn't expect that, right guys? No, I'm just kidding. So here's the real replay. That was the flash engage here by Pulses. Nice focus on Joe and also getting Q-Glove down. Also nice how they granted the double kill here to their Lucian. Just nice gameplay all the way. Yeah, and there we are back to our replay of the post game. It's getting late. Please excuse my bad jokes. So in terms of level, that's something we didn't analyze now. Joe Macalone is leading by 1, Divider is leading by 1, Domus and Skinzor are at the same level. Nofer is leading by 1 and Pulses is leading by 1. So we have a slight level advantage here for GameplayDNA. DNA, not DNL, DNA. And we have another replay coming in. This time we see a stun here on Lucian and yeah, that engage. Oh yeah, that was when Divider came in. And he's just doing a great job. In the last 2 games he's been striking me as the MVP. For GameplayDNA with the double kill here on the bot lane. Without Divider, nothing would have been started like that. Yeah, so the question in chat that I just see is what is the prize pool? So it's winner takes it all. The winner gets 500 euros and the second place receives 5,000 riot points. That's the prizes that we are giving out. If you want to participate yourself in the LoL battles or in any battles, you can do so because ELC Gaming is offering a battle every month. You can qualify. There are 2 qualifiers every time, and then there's the monthly final, which is always going to be a prize pool like 300, 400, 500, something like that. 500 euros, probably, as our CEO likes to spend a lot of money. And yeah. So if you are playing alright, I'm just hearing from the production that we are looking for what's the problem, or better to say, we cannot be looking for what's the problem, because it seems to be Nofer who's having this problem, and as we are not with him and he's at home in Lithuania, we can't figure out what's the problem with him, but we're asking everybody that might know. We're also in contact with the Battlefy admins. Probably a DDoS. I don't think so. But yeah, we're trying to figure out what the problem is here and then solve it as quickly as possible. I hope that we won't use the complete pause time that is left here on the timer. I think that would result in an elimination of GameplayDNA. That would be so sad. If Team Horizon Reapers, they're pretty clearly losing right now. GameplayDNA, they have internet connection problems. If they'd be losing this because of a default win, that would be so sad. It's popular in Lithuania to DDoS people. Oh, I didn't know about that. So Lithuanian people seem to be some kind of hackers. Let's forfeit at 15. Yeah, so, oh, we're back, but the game is immediately paused, so just forget what I said, and we're back, and we're paused, and we're gonna do it like that. Let's do the finals like that. That's gonna be a challenge to the players. Because they have to move, but then, just after that, they have to rethink what they've done. And yeah, it seems to be that we're just quickly jumping out of the game. You will have to take another look at my face as we're jumping back into the studio. So hi guys, I still don't know what the problem is. The thunderstorm, it might still be going on in Lithuania, so that one might still be causing problems, and I just hope it doesn't come down to Germany or Poland. As Nero, what would you do? If it's gonna come down in Poland, you might just come over and just hang out with us here at ELC Gaming.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, yeah, today, as I mentioned, it's been happening, but it was nothing too serious, so everything's fine. Yeah, overall, just to chime in a little bit on the game, since I don't usually get the chance to talk about that. The first blood, it was pretty important in my opinion. The entire Horizon Reapers team, or maybe not the entire team, but most of the team tried to catch out the Jace in the top lane or tried to go for an invade right there. And they were completely spotted out by a ward. And I loved how GameplayDNA played around it. They knew that somebody's gonna have to go down to the bottom lane, and they just counted on the chance that somebody's gonna go through the jungle, that they're not gonna recall, because there was still so much times that they could have just gone through the jungle and they didn't get any kind of advantage. They didn't grab a kill, so they didn't have to go back to buy potions or anything like that. They didn't lose HP, so they didn't have to regen. So yeah, it was a smart idea simply to just go into the jungle. They got the first blood. GameplayDNA, they've been struggling against other teams in the early stages of the game, but then they started coming back. Right here, if they won't have to put all that effort into coming back in the first place, this might give them the edge that they need actually to be able to win the match against Horizon Reapers, who are, we have to say, that a terrifying enemy.
Yeah, exactly, but so far it's looking very good for GameplayDNA, and we're jumping right back into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Nero, see you later. It looks fine for now. Divider and Nofer are both back, and we see Q-Glove and Joe make the way. Oh, Nofer has left the game. I don't know if we can take another pause here. For now, we just seem to stick to that. GameplayDNA, they now have to deal with that. It's unfortunate that that storm is coming down there today, but we have to keep our production going. So this might be the chance for Team Horizon Reapers to get something done. 5 versus 4. Marine took a lot of damage here on the bottom lane. And there's handsome Benji coming in, and a nice flash by Showmac alone. But still, he gets caught out, and a reconnect here by Nofer. So the DJ back into the game. Pulses trying to bait out a nice hook here. Divider is with him. And I'm not quite sure why Nofer did not make his way back to the bot lane. Yeah, he would have come too late anyways. So a turret falling into the hands of Team Horizon Reapers. Oh, and that might be a turning point. Look at the gold difference. Just decreasing, but no fur. There he is, back into the game, making an impact right away. Great engage again with pulses and with divider. So forget what I was about to say. Probably no comeback started here for the Reapers. And the Hungarians securing a dragon for themselves, but the red team gets the Rift Herald, which I feel is worth a lot more, as the Rift Herald is definitely doing a lot of stuff in today's games. Nofer and Pulses are reunited, looking as sharp as they've always looked in this game. Also, Pulses surprising me, doing a good job. I was wondering after that game with the Syra, where he was absolutely crushed, if he had something to offer to this team, but he's doing a solid performance right here. He was only missing one hook, but no, that was just unfortunate. EJ Nofer going for the teleport back home. The recall a bit too much in the territory of Team Horizon Reapers. And that are just those little slight mistakes that could cost you the game in the end if they start stacking up. A catch here, a missed hook there. And finally, the Horizon Reapers might come back into the game. There's Pulses again, trying to clear out a ward, but he's on his own, going for a nice hook, but it hits on Braum. I don't know if Domus and Divider really want to engage Braum here, but Divider is jumping in and jumping out quickly again. Just on low HP, so no kills here for either side. Joe McAlone facing off with Marine, who's gonna turn into Meganar right away. And another time it's the Horizon Reapers pushing onto that mid turret. Now Show McAlone is crushing onto Marine, but he's flashing back and he might get the help of Braum, and he secures a kill on Show McAlone. So another overextension on the bot lane. And the little mistakes are mounting. A missed hook, a catch, another overextension. I'll just keep that coming. I just want to keep track of that. GameplayDNA, they looked so sharp, they had to disconnect. Maybe that threw them out of their rhythm. EJ Nofer now dealing some damage with his ultimate in there. Joe and the gang are still gathering around that mid lane turret. Just about 1.5k gold difference. The difference is really starting to increase. In terms of objectives, we're quite even. 2 turrets for both teams and a dragon for Team Horizon Reapers. In terms of farm, we have Lee Sin leading the farm. But we have Caitlyn also heavily leading the farm, even though Lucian has 4 kills to himself. That's actually quite impressive. 4-1-5, so that Lucian has to be fed for GameplayDNA. On the other hand, Caitlyn 0-3-1. But a little bit more CS. Oh, the Rift Tower not quite able to take the turret down here. And now we might see an engage coming in. Joe is there with his Caitlyn. And Pulse is just missing another hook, but this one was a bit more difficult than the other one. Not quite getting the engage done. Divider now helping with the blue buff for his mid laner, which is Domus. And another hook missed here, so no engage for Pulses, also no save of that turret. Domus, Pulses and Divider trying to come in from the side. But the Hungarians retreating right away. Oh, Divider has to be careful, and there's a shutdown. Syndra grants herself a kill. What a nice shockwave here by Orianna. Oh, and Q-Gloof! That was close, running into the hands of Domus. But Domus now has to be careful himself, and look at Show Mac alone. He's pretty low himself, but he wants to run into the tower to just get executed and not grant a kill to the enemy. A smart play here. And we have a gold lead for Team Horizon Reapers. And also an Infernal Drake coming up. They're also leading in the turrets. The only thing they are behind in is kills, and kills are not everything. So it shifted around a little bit. DNA now slightly behind. How much can the Reapers do with that Infernal Drake? With their gold advantage of exactly 100 gold. Which is actually no advantage at all. Yeah, the turret for themselves, so gonna be interesting to see. Yeah, the mid turret is pretty low. GameplayDNA, they might grab that one. Igloof doing a nice job clearing out some vision. Taking on another one, and the Baron is up, and they're engaging it immediately, hoping that DNA might not be ready for that Baron, and they definitely are not. Pulses is there for the hook, but he's not even going for it, and there is a Baron Nashor to the Reapers. So now another thing running for them, and GameplayDNA, they just losing grip of that game. The bot lane push is looking quite good, but Jace will be pushed back by Gnar.
A summoner has disconnected.
And Divider disconnecting again. Oh, that's not good. At this stage of the game, this might be a costly disconnect. I feel so sorry for our Lithuanians. GameplayDNA, I am so sorry for these connection problems. That storm had to come down today. Why? 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 And so Divider left the game again, and there's the first inhibitor falling. It's Joe getting that inhib down, and a nice shield here by Braum. Tanking most of Nofer's ultimate. Finally Divider reconnected. Is it in time? He's still not moving. He's still on his base. For now the Reapers are returning. Handsome Benji has now slain DJ Nofer, but has to be careful because there's somebody on the back of his track, and that's Pulses. Oh, Show McAlone being caught out here by Marine. Some individual mistakes also happening together with the disconnect. So the disconnects are not everything. I feel like GameplayDNA, they also made some mistakes before all these disconnects were happening. Now Marine is here trying to get something done, but he's all alone, so he will fall down. But look at the top lane. We have 4 Hungarian players crushing the turret in an instant and also taking down another inhibitor. These could be the final moments, or better say the final minutes of a great LoL battle number 1. Skinzer, Q-Gloof returning. The Drake will be up in about 1:40, but what they're hungry for is that bottom turret. The inner turret, but for now they're not gonna reach it. Walking back home, and I can hear the raindrops even here in Germany, in Hamburg. I can hear the rain heavily hammering onto our roof. So we might also be expecting that storm. And now a gold lead is mounting for the Reapers, 5k to be exact. And that's a big lead, bigger than the one for DNA had ever been. But another nice kill here on Joe, and that is an important one. DNA immediately taking out the opponent's AD carry. But Handsome Benji is still in there, and also the Syndra with Skinzor doing a lot of damage, and there we go. Pulse is taken out. Thomas taking out by Nar. Divider also falling. Syndra killed by Oriana, but there was the double kill for Nar. Doing a great job, Marine here. And he might be able to push through. They might be able to go all the way. It's just Show McAlone standing all alone. But he's not doing anything. I think he gave it all up. He conceded this game. And with that, the title will fall into the hands of Team Horizon Reapers from Hungary. And even though we had some difficulties, it still was a great and a tense match. But deservingly, still, I know, the chat will talk about that storm, we'll talk about the disconnect, we'll talk about it. But we made everything we could. We waited for 10 minutes. They reconnected, they disconnected again just for a minute. So I don't think it really made the deciding outcome for the game. I think,
Yeah.
sorry, my voice is starting to leave my body.
I'm gonna take it over for you so you can recover for a second. And basically, what happened in this game was GameplayDNA was doing fine in the early game and transitioning into the mid game quite fine, and it was going like that. Maybe a kill there and here for Horizon Reapers, and then like we had these pauses, and in the meantime they started coming back, and I'm so glad that they didn't finish off the game on that first push towards the Nexus, because it looked like they started coming back and they didn't make the comeback. They just finished the game. They like skipped a part of the game completely and thrown it out. They didn't have to make a comeback. When they got the first kills, they already destroyed the Nexus, and that was crazy.
Yeah, definitely. And we have a replay to show you, so let's jump right into that. While I'm reading in the chat that people are speculating about a DDoS attack. And here we see a team fight coming up, and it was the last team fight taking out Joe here. That was a great pick, but then it all started to turn back on them, as then finally Syndra and Marine together with Handsome Benji, they turned it all around. I wonder if that will still be... I wonder if that will still be in the replay. But yeah, it's actually a very long replay. I love the slow movements here of Handsome Benji and the stuff. Look at that slow motion hook. What a nice jump into the air, and then Skinzer with the flash. That was a great one, taking out Pulses. Marine taking care of Oriana. And so Divider also falling. And then Showmac alone gave it all up. All alone. He did not want to continue anymore.
Yeah, and I like the slow-mo of this one because it just pinned on these moments where Thresh dodged an important ability with a flash, then the hook was dodged by Repel right at the last moment. Like, all of that could have gone completely differently. Also, the Orianna was doing quite fine for the entirety of the game. I mean, GameplayDNA have been giving their best, but as I mentioned, like, are you sure that you can deal with a Syndra? Syndra once again became an unstoppable killing machine simply, and overall, I don't think that Horizon Reapers were missing anything that they needed for finishing up the game. I still feel like it was closed out a little bit too quickly, because I could have swallowed like a comeback happening from Horizon Reapers, but it was just too sudden. All of a sudden, GameplayDNA had a little bit of problems, but it wasn't what lost in the game simply.
Yeah, but anyway, GG, we had a great game. We had a great day of games today. I definitely enjoyed it, and I hope you at home did as well. Also, Nero, I hope you. I'm still stunned by the greatness that we witnessed in some of these games, and also some wonderful teams with Team No Names, Wonderstack, GameplayDNA, Horizon Reapers. They're all winner teams to me, as they had some great performances and showed us some great League of Legends today. So Horizon Reapers, they will take home 500 euros. GameplayDNA, they won't go without anything, so they will take 5,000 right points. And I'd say let's wrap it up for today. It was a great day. It's now 11:07, and with that rhyme, I'm gonna leave the last word to Nero.
Yeah, so finished quite on schedule with all that's been happening today. I feel it's just amazing, and also a little bit surprising that we didn't have even more of a delay on all that. But huge thank you to all the teams that took part in it. Don't get discouraged. Amazing of a performance from Horizon Reapers. Team No Names, they've done so very well. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to go through. And we had so many of these situations. Unfortunately, no pentakills or something along these lines. No, like, pure individual performances. But hey, I'm also glad because of that, because that shows that most of the teams were playing as teams, actually, instead of just relying on one single person. And Wonderstag, they were the first ones to drop out, but I assure you that they were not such a bad team. Them showing up so well against Horizon Reapers just also gives you a little bit of hopes for them. And if the next all battles are exactly like that, I'm definitely not going to be disappointed. So hopefully see you on the other ones.
Exactly. Peace out.